What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is March 20th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have a packed show. We are on the eve of the madness. The playing games are almost over. We have 2 more today. We have an absolute packed show. 4 NHL games we're going to get through in the next 6 or 7 minutes. Then we have J Money is Money joining us to break down 9 NBA games today. I've already got 4 plays out there. I only got 1 NHL play. I don't think I'll be adding any. Then Maxwell Smart will be joining us to break down this college basketball card and take a look at some of the early spots tomorrow. I just watched his show, SBR's Madness with Drew Martin, and I loved every second of it. All right, guys, I'm pumped. This is a very, very exciting time, as Drew would say, to be alive. Ricardo Gutierrez in the house. JC Alvarez, Vancouver Brooks, great to see Vancouver Brooks back next. Vegas Gun, what a treat. Parlay Poppy, ready to rock and roll. Sean Robertson, Coco Bongo, Trevor Loudon, Base Kniff, D Bash, Luke DM, Campsite Killer, Walla Walla Dose, Christopher Hogan. Wow. Christopher Hogan's on the other side on NC Central. I was waiting for somebody because the line goes from 5.5 to 4.5. But no one's coming out of the woodwork saying they're on NC Central. And there's Christopher Hogan. Nice to know that somebody's doing it, because I've stayed off all of NCAA basketball so far today. But I will be making moves. We got Joe Rich Ramirez, top set in the house. Mickey Cohen, Jose Villegas, Lucky Lefty, Brad Summersall. Not applicable. Man, has the shit to bed play being the most magical of all. But not applicable. You come in too late with who's going to shit the bed. Now, I know it's difficult to figure out who's going to shit the bed, and you don't need to rush it. But it seems like it's always after the bets are placed, and then you haunt us with your play of who's going to shit the bed. Mr. Gokster, what a day killing Gulfstream. Oh, I love hearing that. Ron Lofton, my man Stooch. MVP Sportsbook Stooch in the house. John Ronyo. Kevin Garrett's in the house. Great to see him. Gas Station Sushi, Ready to Rock. Eric Jones, Cole Leone, Curry Winters, and Playoff Streets. Okay, let's get to work. Let's get through this NHL real quick, this card real quick. Not being a ton of line movement or movement on the total. First off, a Raymond Coker in the house. Love it. Maple Leafs at Sabres. You know, Leafs are minus 138. You can get minus 135 at 5 dimes. Maybe a small move at some books. BetOnline opened at minus 140 and it's back at minus 140. Shout out to Alex Ramirez, ready to rock and roll. And the total being at 6.5 and just moved a tiny bit. A 3-cent move at BetOnline towards the over. Listen, you know, I don't want to touch the Leafs, and I don't want to back the Sabres. I'm coming off a 2-4 game. Playoff Street says Flyers smoked me last night. They smoked me too. I'm coming off a 2-4 night in NHL, and I just want to keep things simple and get a win. Not applicable, says Vancouver Canucks shit the bed tonight. Ooh, man. I always think when bad hockey teams play each other, you just take the dog. And it worked last night with the Red Wings over the Rangers, but Leafs, Sabres, I'm just going to stay off it. Leafs on the second half of back-to-back after getting shut out in Nashville last night, 3-0. I'd love to hear. We got Parlay Poppy on the chat. Yeah, there it is. Parlay Poppy. Love Buffalo money line at plus 115. And Parlay's over the day is, or over under his days, the under 7 in the Capitals and the under in Vancouver. Wow. Oh, that's the parlay of the day. Under 17 in Washington and minus 120, and the under in Vancouver, minus 115. Wow. I like that. Or is it just, excuse me, I'm doing that math wrong. Sorry, it's just the Capitals minus 120 and under in Vancouver at minus 115. Okay, sorry. Parlay over, sorry, I'm explaining that wrong. Von Polo said, I'm still loving Buffalo reverse puck line for a huge score. Listen, that's my favorite spot in this game, and I'm just coming off a 2-4 night, and I'm not going to take it. But that is what I think is my favorite. Brant Hunt, beautiful Brant Hunt. We got Red Girl. This is a great group. And Jose Villegas is hard to trust the Canucks as a favorite. You got to be kidding me. Richie Rich says the only way to bet Toronto versus Buffalo is over 6.5. Buffalo will score. I hear that because I've been expecting Garrett Sparks, even though he wasn't listed on anything. Let's just quickly go to a site here that will tell us who is the starting goalie for sure, who has been confirmed. Yeah, Garrett Sparks in net. Not a guy I want to trust. Not a guy I'm going to trust. I don't trust either of the goalies. I guess you're right. The over 6.5 is live, but Toronto needs to settle down. Mr. Golster says the under 6 in Jets Ducks. That might be the only other play that I could jump on. BitXN says Salami under cashed. I like the under here, but I'm just a little worried about this Leafs Sabres spot. Mr. Golster is on the under 6 Jets Ducks. I'm going to look at that in a second. And Parlay Poppy says Toronto have scored 1 time in the first period in their last 5 games. They've allowed 26 goals last 5. Buffalo been rolling first period. Biggest game for Buffalo. I agree with all that. But Lil J says over Jets Ducks first period. Good stats to back. All Jets road games in March going over 1.5 first period. And then if the over hits in the first period, you don't want to be on the under full game. Yeah, and Lil J says never know. Watch Leafs get a shutout. You know, Sparks has looked good at times, and he has looked good at times over the last month or so. But I just want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with this Leafs-Sabres game. I think the volatility is enormous. We're dealing with all this history, too. I just can't believe. So the Sabres trying to win 2 games in a row for the first time since mid-December. That's 40 games. The franchise record's 44. That was set in 71-72. That's 44 games without winning at least 2 in a row. Unbelievable. Allison says, I'm on Buffalo. I get it. I just don't have the balls to do it. Then we get the Lightning Capitals. Another situation where I don't want to fade the Lightning, but the only value is to take the Capitals, I think, at home. Now, something that Tomo was talking about, he was talking about jumping on the Lightning anytime it's in the minus 130 range. It's not even really in the minus 138 range anymore. I guess you can get minus 136, but it's now hit the minus 140 range. And I just, don't want to take it. I don't want to take it. Poppy says Buffalo wants this way more. Von Polo says I'm on Buffalo first period. Buffalo reverse puck line, and I'm on the money line. Oh, wow. Von Polo, I'm going to be cheering for you like crazy. I'll watch a lot of this game. Richie Rich says Washington, big play here. Great spot. It is the second half of a back-to-back, but that was a pretty easy game, and they barely skated in the third period against the Devils last night. I could understand it. Again, I just don't want to touch it. I am on the under 6 in the Canucks-Ottawa game. I got it at minus 105, and I bet it at minus 105. Now, if you want the under 6, you can't get it there. You can get it at minus 110 is the best price. That's at Heritage. Not being much line movement in this game. Again, there's no way. We just watched the Canucks win 2 games. One in overtime, one in a shootout. Dallas, Chicago, back-to-back nights as dogs. They've given you a lot of value as dogs. As favorites, do not want to touch them. Parlay Poppy liking the under on the Capitals game. Very interesting. Says, back to this, Parlay Poppy saying gigantic 9-time sample size between Holtby and Vasilevsky through the playoffs last year. This even is basically split between the winner and regardless of home court or home ice. I get it. Playoff Street says Canucks unders are gold. You know what? The big thing for me is Anders Nilsson coming back to Vancouver. I think he's going to have a good game. He steps up on occasion. And then Markstrom is playing incredibly well right now. Sasha Taljaard in the house. Allison says Jets tonight. Again, this is sort of, it's quite different than the Leaf spot, but you were talking about the same line, minus 135 to minus 143, minus 155 at Bovada. And I just, Ducks have won 6 of 9. They're playing good as a dog. I don't want to get in the way of it. The only thing I want to do is I want to get a win tonight. I am leaning towards the under in Jets Ducks, but if everything is saying take the over first period, I don't want to be on an under full game that goes over in the first period. Ducks have scoring. We talked last 8 games, they're averaging 3.6 goals per game. I don't want it. I don't want it, and I need a winning night. I started Monday off really nicely, went 6-3 in NBA, got off to a nice start, and then I just messed it all up yesterday in NHL. All that said and done, I'm just going to stick with one play. Wow. The BidXN says Islami now 8-0 to the under when 10 games. Can you add to that? I'd love to hear that. Thank you for Paco Healy saying hit the like button. Thank you guys for caring about the show. Parlay Poppy says Winnipeg has to win this. They have to concentrate on Nashville when they go home. They're neck and neck for first and central. Yeah, only 3 spots up, or only 3 points up, and they have a look-ahead spot Saturday. All that said and done, I need a winning day today. I'm sticking to one play. I have a lean towards the Jets Ducks under. And it's just going to stay a lean right now. But I certainly do have a lean there. And that's it. Gibson is not playing as well as he has in years past. There's Hellebuck. Hellebuck's playing a little better. That's it. One play for me on this NHL card. And let's start talking hardcore action. We have 9 games in the NBA today. A very nice college basketball card. And Jim Rome saying Leafs super puck line. That's interesting. Ron Crawford in the house. Lucky Lefty also liking the under there. Top set liking the team total under for the Ducks. Polly Poppy saying lame NHL card. And PK says, hopefully we end the show with Freddie. Wow, Freddie Fortune getting a shout out. I have good news for you then. Good news for you, PK. There is a Freddie Fortune appearance. Cassius Alma says, no lightning tonight, Jimmy. No, you do not make a living taking minus 140s on the road in the NHL. It just doesn't work like that. Just doesn't work like that. Okay. Anthony Mastronardi says, sorry to sidetrack you, but is SBR ever going to give us the fans a Low Shack tribute because I feel they owe us that? What kind of tribute? You mean like a video tribute? That, the guy's done so much for this company. So that sounds really nice, Anthony. If you're on Twitter, let's talk. Please hit me with a private message. And Von Polo said, hey, Jimmy, I think you should at least put a half or quarter unit on Buffalo money line. It's just not enough, Von Polo. It's just not enough. And, at this point with the odds where they are, they're plus 115. It's just not enough. They're not a big enough dog. So I'm going to stay off it. But Von Polo, I am going to be cheering for you heavy, man. That you got some, you could have a big score here. And you know me, I'm from Vancouver, so I hate the Leafs. Okay. That's it. Noli No says, Jimmy, I'm tailing that Ottawa, Vancouver. And Polly Poppy says, love the Wizards. Love the Wizards. If Levine is out, Levine is not going to be out. Levine is in the lineup. That's why the spreads moved to 2. But to talk about all of that, we have our NBA expert. My man, J Money is Money in the house, joining the low bag team here. J Money, how you doing, my man?
What's up, Jimmy? I'm doing great, man. I can't say I'm fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it's not a super strong NBA card, but we still gonna try to squeak out a few winners. And I know that you on the Wizards too, Jimmy. We gonna get to that, man. Hey, I'm on this shit with you too, man.
Let's get to work, and let's be serious. Gas Station Studio saying Larry's turkey was stolen. Now that is going around the office right now. Larry's turkey has been stolen. Maybe Freddie will get to that. I don't know. We can talk about that later in the show. Right now, we got to force the action here. And Anthony Mastronardi, that is a great idea. That is a great idea. I like that quite a bit. And I like it. So we'll talk about that. That's a great idea, Anthony Mastronardi. Okay, well, let's get to work. J Money. And we have time. We have time here. We don't need to rush. Let's just stay. We don't need to rush through these games. First off, I did not like doing this. Not very comfortable. But I had to go up against our man, King Rail, on the first game. I am on the Cavaliers at plus 9.5. You can still get the 9.5s. Nothing big has changed there. And all the injury news coming out of Milwaukee is now, we still don't know about Antetokounmpo. I'm pretty sure he's probably playing. But all the injury news we have got, we now know that Mirotic out for 2 to 4 weeks. We know that's happening. And we know that this Cavs team might have Larry Nance back. So at that point, I'm like, oh, maybe it goes down to 9 or 8.5. But no, I did not beat a line. And I get that. People don't want to back the Cavs, even though they're 5-2 at home since the All-Star break. J Money is Money. Bucks, Cavs. Do you have an angle here?
Jimmy, right before the show, right before I came on, Giannis ruled out. You know what I'm saying? I just tried to hop on the Cavs plus the 9. It doesn't automatically mean that the Cavs are going to cover, but he did just get ruled out. You already have a shit of other players out. They don't care about this game. Then you got Love playing for the Cavs. If there was no Love, I don't care if Giannis was out. I would still stay away from the Cavs. You got Love in there playing. The Cavs been kind of sort of scrappy lately. Then they're at the house. I tried to just get that 9 right there. You know what I'm saying? They took it off real quick. So you did beat that line move. It's probably going to go down to maybe 7.5 now. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the Bucks, if they want to, they could still cover the spread. But it's all about, do they want to? If they don't care about this game, I could see them losing this straight up. You know what I'm saying? So it's either, I really do feel like it's either they don't care and the Cavs will win, or the Bucks can still blow them out. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised. The Cavs been playing scrappy and they're at the house. So you definitely beat the line move. You got a damn good line on that one. And me personally, I don't think that the Bucks will care about this one. Hence, you seeing the players that sit now, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe another player, you know what I'm saying, sit out here. These are the type of games that they're just not going to get up for. It's hard to. So, we know that this is the Cavaliers. The Cavs don't have anything to play for, but they still, like I say, still kind of sort of fighting. And some of these games, it's a back-to-back, third game in Fortnite for the Bucks, you know what I'm saying, and traveling on the road. So this could be a potential, you know what I'm saying, a little bad little spot for them, knowing they got the Heat next.
Yes. All I have to say is fuck yeah. Now I know that doesn't mean it's a win, but I said that on the morning show. I'm making a bet that Giannis doesn't play. It's 6.5 at Pinnacle. God damn yeah. Now, if I get even more excited, it'll lose, so I won't get too excited. But God damn, that feels good. That was a good bet to make on the morning show. That Giannis wouldn't play, and I better get rewarded for this. If I'm on King's Court and the Bucks are up 15, I'm going to lose my shit. God damn yeah. What do you think this does with the total? I haven't seen any moves on it yet. I'm sure there's moves on it. Open at 228.5, it's now at 227. What do you think this does to the total? Milwaukee, Cleveland. Do you think that there's even, I don't know. What do you think about the pace?
Man, I still think that this is an under game. That was what I was looking at earlier. I was thinking in regards to who played. I thought that the total was too high. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a Cavs game right now. It is a little different when Kevin Love is in there because, he is shooting the threes. It's crazy to say, but he kind of sort of sparked the team a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When he came back, he's kind of sort of playing good as of late when they're not sitting him. It's crazy to say, but he almost looked like the Kevin Love, you know what I'm saying, when he was in Minnesota. He knows that it's his team right now. So I'm not saying that he's just balling out, but you look at the way the Cavs been playing lately. They've been upsetting some teams. They've been covering some spreads. You know what I'm saying? They've covered 6 out of the last 4, and one of those was a push. So they're pretty much 6-3-1. You know what I'm saying, against the spread the last 10 games. You have to take a look at that. They just beat the Pistons at the house, and I was on the Pistons in that game. And hey, they came back and got it done in that one. So I don't really. It's tough to say that the Cavs will win back to back, but if they are scrappy in this one, it will be Kevin Love, and I feel like they would have to score points. So that game versus the Pistons, I thought it was going to be an under. Then it was like 240 some points scored in that game. So that would want to scare me away from the under in this one, Jimmy. I don't have a play on it, but with no Giannis, it definitely helps out the under. But Kevin Love being in for the Cavs doesn't really help. But usually when a star player goes out, the team like a Bucks really can start shooting a bunch of more threes. So it could go over, but I still have to lean towards the under here.
And it is jumped to 225.5. You won't be able to bet it at 228. It says that here at SBR odds, but I'm sure that would be taken off the board in any book. 225.5. It's now on. And Playoff Street says Cavs over. Trust me. Astute Chaos liking Milwaukee. Cleveland under. Also Milwaukee first half. All right. I'm in good shape there. Let's move on to another spot where when the market moved towards the Magic, I still got -2.5 on the first quarter backing this Magic squad, which I'm doing. And as we know, the enigmatic Alfred Payton steps up whenever he chooses to. This looks like a place where he will step up, a spot where he will step up, going up against his old team. I'm only on the Magic first quarter. I got it here on the show at -2 at -115. I got it -2.5 at -115 when I bet it. Saying all that, New Orleans, Orlando, there were 9s all over the place. Now it's back to 8.5. And let's see what this total's at for Orlando at home. And Orlando is a big favorite, very uncomfortable. This total's been dropping all day. Opens at 228, now at 224. Jay Money, New Orleans, Orlando. Who you like here?
Yeah, and the spread is pretty big. It's crazy because the Magic, they can play nice. You know what I'm saying? If they want to, especially at the house, it just really depends on who they're playing. I'm not a fan of the Pelicans at all, but you're right. They do have Peyton over there. He had a little streak there where he was going, you know what I'm saying, on the triple doubles or whatever. So he's still showing that he can ball, and I know that he's that player in the back of my mind, but he just doesn't pull that out all the time. You know what I'm saying? So they're coming off that overtime win versus the Mavs, which they were damn near to lose their game. You know what I'm saying? Before they had lost 6 straight. So you kind of question, do they even want to win games? You know what I'm saying? So obviously they beat the Mavs. The Mavs could have been trying to lose that one. And you know what I'm saying? This one against the Magic, you look at it, the Magic still have an outside chance of making the playoffs. They, you know what I'm saying? They're not many games back. I think only 2 games back, you know what I'm saying, out of that 8 spot. So they still should be playing. They still have something to play for. They win a couple of games, you know what I'm saying, or go on a little streak, and they have a nice little chance to make it. So I feel like the Magic at the house could be the play here. It could get ugly because I'm still not a fan of the Pelicans, but even though they have been keeping it close lately, I know, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing with the Pelicans fade, a first quarter fade, it was cashing for a while. You look at it, you know what I'm saying, then like 4 or 5 straight, then they cashing in the first quarter. So it's almost like, damn, did the books know something about this shit, or do the Pelicans know something about, like, damn, we're going to come out the first quarter and then just lose the game? Because we know a lot of people just betting just on the first quarter. So that shit was pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying, how that flipped real quick and started going the other way. So I would start treading lightly on the first quarters. It's not so easy just to, you know what I'm saying, just to blindly tail it like that. But I still lean towards the Magic in this game. I feel like after a while, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be too much for the Pelicans, especially in the second half.
I do too. And I don't like going against teams in the first quarter that have played the night before. It feels like all year these teams on the second half of a back-to-back have stepped up early. But I just felt like this was too good not to jump on. Randall will be there. Randall and Peyton can do a lot of damage. Don't get me wrong, but I'm off of it here. Playoff Street says Randall about to cook. If you can buy points on Pelicans, do it. Parlay Poppy saying New Orleans 5-1 against spread in the last 6 on the road Orlando 2-5 against spread last 7. And 7-7 figures says Magic have no business being favored by 9 against anybody. I agree with that. Parlay Poppy also saying the total's gone under 9 of New Orleans' last 10 games when playing Orlando. Not sure New Orleans is just intangible to cap. Interesting stuff. And Noli knows says White Sox haven't reached base through 5. Interesting stuff. Noli knows and Dave LA already smashing baseball. All right, let's keep rolling along here and let's get to the marquee matchup of the day. Right now, Marty Marr says with no Al Horford, that's tricky. Interesting. I'm going to have to take a look at what's going on here, but let's talk Celtics at Sixers. Let's look at the moves with the total and the spread here. Philadelphia opening at -4.5. So now threes are 3.5. It got down to 2.5 on the morning show, but back up to 3 or 3.5. This total down to 224 or 223.5. This was another bet I made on the early show. I was hoping to beat it by more than this. I am on under 224.5. Shout out to all the guys. Oh man, what a great group we have. Marty Marr, Xavier Williams in the house. Xavier says, I love the first quarter. Pels Magic haven't played in like 3 days. Might come out slow, but I lean Magic. Yeah. Troy V in the house. Jay Patel. Peyton playing against his old team. I like all this. This is great. And question, playoff streets, is Joel in? Yes, he is in. And Ricardo Gutierrez liking Sixers money line. This is a big spot on the card. Celtics at Sixers. And we know that the Celtics have beaten Philadelphia 17 of the last 19 regular season meetings. Unbelievable. What do you like here, Jay?
Yeah, and I'm scared for this one, man. I know people messaging me. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm revenge game Jay, man. But sometimes, man, a team just owns one, man. I'm sorry. I was going back and forth with this one. You have to keep in mind that this is Philly's third game in 4 nights. You know what I'm saying? Even though they are at the house, they have a nice little loaded team. You know what I'm saying? They can play well when they have everybody playing. They come off 2 road games. You know what I'm saying? The little game in last night, which Charlotte gave them a little game. I'm sure they didn't expect it to be, you know what I'm saying, that close, which I know the line was flipping all over the place, but that game, you know what I'm saying, could have went either way. It ended up, Philadelphia ended up cashing, you know what I'm saying, they covering the spread. Now they come back to the house and play a pissed off Boston Celtics team, you know what I'm saying. They haven't covered the spread in 4 straight games. The Celtics haven't, and they just come off that loss at the house versus the Nuggets, you know what I'm saying. So I'm sure the Celtics are going to be pretty pissed here. And I remember last time where, you know what I'm saying, they had some players banged up, and then they went to Philadelphia and beat them in their house. This was the last time. Obviously, it's already triple revenge. They beat them 3 times already this year. And like you mentioned, Jimmy, they just absolutely owned them, you know what I'm saying, in these past few years. It's just been the Celtics, they just can't get over the hump. I mean, even when the 76ers have everyone playing, they just can't seem to beat the Celtics. The Celtics match up very well versus the 76ers. And if the Celtics had won that home game, maybe it'd be a little bit different. But seeing them losing, and I mean, they want to get back on the road, and they want to show the 76ers, you know what I'm saying, that we, you know what I'm saying, we the real deal in the East. But obviously, you're going to have the 76ers at the house, you know what I'm saying, wanting to play nice. But I just feel like fatigue might set in, you know what I'm saying, at the in the second half. And I'm really worried about Embiid coming in fresh in this one because they've been shutting him down. I see people saying Horford. I mean, as far as I know, he's probable. I don't know if you have something different. I hadn't seen anything that he's listed out. I'm sure that the line would go to probably 4 or 5 if Horford was out in this game. So as far as I'm saying, as far as I look at it, I'm liking Boston plus a 3 and maybe even on the money line in this one coming off a loss and Philly being a third game 4 nights.
You know, Kobe Williams saying Boston wins. Jimmy, thank me later. Alan Action saying Sixers are 3-7 on 0 days rest, but I don't care tonight, Sixers. And then my man Jay Peach says, man, those headphones you got are fire. Talking about you, Jay says, voice coming through like butter through my speakers. I tell you what, nobody has ever said that about my voice in my entire life. My squeaky, fucked up voice. It actually has lowered since high school. Man, let's not even get into that. Okay, so I'm telling you what. Let me ask you, okay. The Celtics teams that we've seen, up even when they won that last meeting, when was it? It was February, where the hell is it? February 12th. Celtics won 112-109. Were we February 12th? Now take me back to what you thought of the Celtics team at the time, because at that time I still thought they step up. I still thought they would step up in situations. When they went out on that California road trip, even a couple of weeks ago, I was like, they'll still step up. And now I don't know if they can step up anymore. And that maybe I'm just having a recency bias, which is very possible. a recency bias from that Nuggets game. But I don't trust these Celtics anymore. I don't trust them. And this is there a more important game all year than what tonight in Philadelphia? I mean, this game is everything to them. In every interview, I mean, Embiid's going to go off tonight. And I know Horford gets in his head somehow. I don't really know how he does it, but Horford dealing with an injury, he's not going to be able to run as well as normal. Do you trust the Celtics team?
I mean, I see what you're saying, especially them only covering, three of their last 10 games, you know what I'm saying? So they're 3-7 against the spread last 10. I see what you're saying, but I just feel like always the Celtics can't step up. I mean, you've seen it before. I can't say I was on the 76ers last time they played. I obviously without no Kyrie in that game, and they were in a bad spot. They were, coming off a back-to-back. I can't remember the exact situation, but I just remember it was a terrible spot, and I was just like, damn, it's going to be hard for Boston to win that game in Philly. I know it was a double revenge game, you know what I'm saying, everything. They was just in a terrible spot. And the Celtics still went in there and pretty much dominated that game, even though they won by 3 with the players no Kyrie in the game. I know some people say they play better. That's bullshit, bro. I'm sorry. Kyrie's still one of the best point guards in this league. Even though they may step up, some other players may step up when they come in. You can't fucking tell me that they're better, you know what I'm saying, without Kyrie Irving in there. They went in there and beat Philly with everybody playing fresh, everything, pissed off, double revenge, all that. And they went there and beat them. Tatum, you know what I'm saying, went off. Brown went off. So it's pretty crazy because, I mean, they have the defensive players that can lock down Philly. So, I mean, if you have that, I'm a firm believer in defense wins championships. I'll take the coach for the Celtics, you know what I'm saying, Brad Stevens, over Brown any day. He'll run circles around, you know what I'm saying, he pretty much just throws stuff up against the wall and see if it sticks. The 76ers win with their players, not necessarily coaching, you know what I'm saying. I feel like if they want to get to the next level, they're going to have to get a stronger coach over there. I'll take Brad Stevens over him any day. You know what I'm saying? You don't give me the 3 points. I just had to take it.
And have you taken it?
Yeah, I did take a small shot on the Celtics. I can't say this isn't a strong card for me, but I mean, I'm still going to always, you know what I'm saying, eke some bets out. I'm still going to go with my gut. I had to take the Celtics. I just feel like they own the 76ers here, especially if the 76ers were in the third game in 4 nights, and I feel like late in the game, fatigue could run a factor, especially the way they like to run up and down the court with travel. If it wasn't for that, I feel like they would have more of an edge to sell triple revenge. But like you said, I mean, Celtics have just absolutely owned them right now. Sometimes a team just owns a fucking team, and you have to ride with it, man. 17 of 18, I'm riding with it. If it's 17-2, you know what I'm saying, after tonight, then hey, I'm gonna have to go with it.
Well, I tell you what, if I was given a free play, I would take the Sixers here. I think the best player on the floor is no longer Kyrie Irving. It's now Joel Embiid, and I think that he can dictate everything in this game. So I agree with your coaching call. And when Kobe Williams says, trust me, I'm not going to go against him. I'm not going to go against him, so I'm only going to be on the under 224. Let's keep rolling. And my man Ernest talking about a player prop. Yeah, we have the Heritage player prop video. We're going to pop off in a second, but let's keep rolling through this card. Jazz at Knicks. Jazz coming off a 116-95 win at Washington on Monday night. I mean, that's been the Jazz team that I've expected for so long. And now they're playing this terrible Knicks squad. They're 12-point favorites on the road. The total going from 212.5 to 209. But with Derek Favors dealing with his hamstring issue, very easily could tweak it again. And that means I got to watch Jay Crowder play the 4. And, I don't want to take the Jazz at this spot. I mean, obviously, they're much, much, much better than the Knicks. But you know what? The Jazz sort of had my number. Now, I've won on with them last couple bets. So I finally got over the Jazz curse, but I'm not sure if I'm making a move here. Raul Wando liking the under. And hail to the victors, Big Dick Energy play of the day. I'm going to copy and paste that when we get into college. Sherigan Amaterasu liking the Knicks money line. Wow. And Parlay Poppy says New York team is without Dennis Smith Jr. again, relying on Alonzo Trier and as their main plug of offense. Last 4 have gone over, but hard to see any over with the way New York's been playing. J Money, Jazz Knicks, you have an angle?
Yeah, I don't have a strong angle on this game. The spread is too high for me. I mean, it's obviously the Jazz are they good of a team, but will they be motivated enough? You know what I'm saying? To or can they match the motivation of the Knicks? I mean, the whole thing is even though the Knicks are without Dennis Smith Jr., I mean, like you said, you still got Trier out there who can score. You still got Knox who's gonna be pulling up the threes, who can still get to the basket, who likes to get in there and draw fouls. I mean, you still have DeAndre Jordan, who I'm not a big fan of, but he still can go out there and get rebounds, and you can throw an easy lob up there to him, just throw it around the basket, and he gonna go and get it. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the way they've been playing, I mean, I was on the Raptors. I knew they were going to have a total letdown game in it. You know what I'm saying? I still don't know how they beat the Lakers, but they're still their only win in the past 10. But it's crazy in this game. I mean, I feel like that the Jazz could cover if they really want to. I mean, they have been kind of sort of rolling. They've won 4 straight, 4-0 ATS as well. But going into New York, I mean, when you look at it, the past few times they went into New York, they definitely hadn't been favored by this much, and usually New York gives them a game. I mean, I know there was different teams, but I'm just not sure that the Jazz can pull away by this much. I mean, they would literally have to be blowing them out by 20 the whole game to cover the spread, because we know even when the teams are much better and they blowing somebody out, if they're up 15 at the end of the third quarter, the Knicks probably come back and cover the spread. So you always have to think about this. You can't just say, "Oh, this team is much better." You have to think about where their head is and will they really want to blow this team out. You know what I'm saying? Look who they're playing next. Like you say, they got, you know what I'm saying, Favors out, a few players that's a little banged up. So they could just be kind of sort of run this as a practice out here. I mean, they always play damn good defense. The under would definitely have to be a look. But, I mean, the Knicks been pushing the pace, though. So that's a little scary. And the Jazz, they can push it as well. But I like the way that the Jazz play defense. They could come out here and totally shut down the Knicks, but just don't be surprised if the Knicks are scrappy in this game.
Yeah, and Trier out. John Rono letting us know that Trier and Smith both out. So no Lonzo, no Dennis. I'm staying off this game. Xavier Williams saying best value probably be the over. But, and Ron Lofton said that as well. King Rail maybe says it best. Nobody's laying 12 points with Utah. Can't anyone tries New York stop anyone, stay off game. Ron Crawford liking the over. And then Ralph Portwando, I believe, was on the under. So I'm just, oh, wait. And Rayhan, what did my man Rayhan say? Rayhan said max bet there. Did I mix that? Jazz first half team total over was my max bet. Wow. You know, I'm just going to stay off this game. And maybe Paco says it best when he says Stankonia. You know, the South got something to say. I'm off. Let's keep rolling. Let's move on to
Jimmy.
Yeah, what's up, Jay?
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, I just saw that Trier was out. When somebody in the chat say that somebody's out, and I don't know about it, it made me feel like I'm a rookie or something. You know what I'm saying? But that just came out. You know what I'm saying? While we doing the show just 10 minutes ago, I had to go and look at this. I'm like, damn, why I didn't know that? But yeah, I definitely like the under with Trier. I mean, he's one of, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, one of their leading scorers and ball handlers. It's obviously whenever Dennis Smith Jr.'s out. I mean, they still got Moutier over there, but he's not doing too much. You still got Vonleh out as well. I mean, he was their starting center. You know what I'm saying? So with Trier out, I would definitely have to look towards the under here. That's less scoring for the Knicks team, who's already in lights out. You know what I'm saying? So without Trier in there, it makes it a whole lot better. But I'm still not really. I don't know. I mean, that definitely does help your case if you like the Jazz. No Trier. I mean, maybe the Knicks are just saying they don't even care in this game, but definitely the under. I'm actually probably going to make the under a play.
You're going to make the under a play. You know what? Parlay Poppy took under 101 first half. Took it. Look, I had the under in the Raptors-Knicks game. Knicks put up 92 points or something, and I still lost on like a 214 or 218 under. And it's because they can't play D. And what if the Jazz put up 115 points? The Jazz are going to be excited to play in the Garden. And if there's no Derek Favors, having a smaller guy out there so Derek Favors isn't slowly running up down court, it just scares me. It just scares me. And I'm going to stay off of it. Just too low a total. I think Isaiah Morris has the best. I get why you're on it. And I'm going to keep, and playoff 3 says I can't take a Knicks under. It just blew up in my face. I'm off it. Let's get to this spot. Let's be quick on it because we got to get to college basketball pretty quick. But Wizards -3.5. I'm on it. I wish I had waited. Now, oh, wow, it's coming back to 3. But as soon as it looks like Levine was going to be in the lineup, then it moved up. Moved down to 2.5. But I'm jumping on it, and I'm on the Wizards. I'm not scared that I got I would have preferred a better line, but whatever. I'm on Wizards -3.5. Can you kind of, in under a minute, explain why you are on it as well?
Yeah, I like the Wizards here. I can't say though, Jimmy, I did get at -2.5. Man, I was hoping that Levine was out. I knew that Porter was already out, but I was hoping that Levine was out. Man, I'm telling you, I was gonna go big on this shit. If you look at the way the Wizards, you know what I'm saying, you got me looking towards the Wizards. I was always fading them, you know what I'm saying, and they're still not super good to me. You know what I'm saying? Technically, they still have a somewhat outside chance of making the playoffs, and even regardless, they're still playing for next year's playing. You know what I'm saying, with good team. You know what I'm saying, offense, not necessarily defense, but when they want to, they can kind of sort of play defense. We know Bobby Portis, you know what I'm saying, and Jabari Parker going back to Chicago. Parker just said today that he's happy to be with a team that believes in him. That tells me he's going to try to go back to Chicago and bust their ass like they did the last time. No Porter here to fight back, to have that, you know what I'm saying, get back game towards the Wizards here. I don't think that Levine will be enough here. I had to take the Wizards here, -2.5. I know people are telling me, you know what I'm saying, that they liking the Bulls here and all this shit. I feel like that they were really, that the Suns probably would have beat them if they actually cared and actually played all their players and wanted to win this game. The way that the Wizards been playing, I had to fucking hop on them against them, especially with the hidden angle with Jabari Parker and Bobby Portis going back to Chicago. So just Levine here doesn't really scare me. If they had Levine and Porter, maybe a bit of stay away. I fucking love the Wizards here.
Beautifully put. I agree completely. And I got a prop video that we're going to play shortly. And I have Bradley Beal to have more points than James Harden at +217. So I think Beal runs. I think Levine's going to have a tough time with his thigh injury, keeping up with Beal. And Parker, my man Eddie said Parker doesn't play defense, but, you know, Parker's from Chicago. He's from that city. He's going to want to step up, I think. I love it. Let's move on. And we're going to let's save the Toronto, OKC, and Dallas, Portland for Kings Court, which I'll be on. So let's just quickly touch on these next two games, and then we'll bring Maxwell Smart in. We have Rockets, Grizzlies, and I know Rail loving these Rockets, and I understand why. I mean, only missing Eric Gordon, but Memphis is so rested. And Conley playing very well. DeLon Wright's going to get all the run because there's no Avery Bradley. I really love DeLon Wright. We miss him in Toronto. Are you jumping on the Rockets as well?
No, I'm not jumping on the Rockets here. I mean, it's just not a bet of mine. So I look deep into the games. I look deep into all of them. I can't say if Bradley was in here, I would be on the Grizzlies here and probably on the money line. With him out, I'm not looking to get on them. The Grizzlies are a totally different team at the house, and they play damn good defense. I want to look towards the under in this game, you know what I'm saying, because especially seeing you don't have the points from Bradley in, which you need his defense in this game. You really do. You need him on Harden. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real big deal to me. But you don't have Bradley in this game. So, but that's still less scoring. I feel like the under is the play. The Rockets been working on their defense lately. Even if they don't care about it in this game, they'll still play a slow pace. You know what I'm saying? The tempo, and just kind of run through the plays, go through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Still kind of sort of maybe play defense. It's kind of crazy to say, even when a team doesn't care, they still be trying to work on their defensive schemes for the playoffs and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see these higher ranked teams starting to go under lately. Golden State, you know what I'm saying, in Houston, they going in these unders with the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? They're tightening up on defense, man. It's time to get ready for the playoffs. So, I mean, the Rockets are absolutely rolling. They've won 9 of 10. It's just one that I couldn't hop on. I feel like if this was a total Rocket spot, they'd be favored by 7 or 8 here. 5 was just too small. I mean, I know you're gonna have Gordon sitting out for the Rockets. No telling who else they're gonna sit. They're when they say that he's sitting out, they're just plain resting players. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong with them. They're just plain old rest. And that shows me that a team that doesn't care. So, I mean, I hadn't hop on them, but the Rockets, they still could come out and win the game. It's just that my money won't be on it.
Yeah. And we'll talk about it on King's Court. Ski coming in liking the under, confident enough to go, you know, against this market move, which is something I'm not. Oh, no, it has gone to the under. And Pinnacle opened it at 215.5, so it was Bet Online that opened it at 213. Interesting. I could be talked into the under. Maybe I will be on our show on King's Court tonight. And then finally, can you touch on, as quick as possible, sorry to force your hand here, but Heat Spurs, we have Miami as opened at 6.5 dogs. Now there's 5.5s on the board at Bet Online and Bookmaker. This total opened at 209, now up to 211. What do you think about this?
Yeah, the Spurs, man, they've been absolutely rolling, man. It kind of does scare me. I mean, they did come off that the huge game versus the you know what I'm saying, versus the Warriors or whatever, which I knew that they were going to come out like that. But and it's hard to jump in front of a team, and they won 9 straight. It's why I wasn't jumping in front of them. I didn't give a damn who they was playing. I don't care if they playing the fucking Warriors. They can be beat too. I mean, as you can see, and then the Spurs just absolutely rolling right now. And I mean, I can't say I didn't know that I didn't think that the Heat would beat OKC even without Russell Westbrook, and they went in there and got it done. You know what I'm saying? Handily at that. So, but I don't feel like that they're going to get it done here, even if they do cover a spread. I don't feel like that the Spurs will lay down here, but maybe the Spurs come out a little bit, you know what I'm saying, lethargic in the first half. Maybe Heat first half is the play, and then the Spurs pull away in the second half once they, you know what I'm saying, snap it back together and come back, you know what I'm saying, down to reality after that huge win at the house. You have to look towards the under. Like I say, the Spurs have won 9-1, or they're 9-1 the last 10. The under is 9-1 in their last 10 games. Their defense is fucking stout right now. If you watch the Golden State game, them boys are locked in, bro, for real. And we know that the Heat can play defense as well. You have to look towards the under here.
Yeah, and I think so too. Stoochie saying I'm coming to Costa Rica soon. I love the sounds of that, Stooch. You know, I'm going to make moves on these games when we break them down further on King's Court in just under an hour. Pour myself a beverage and get into some more action. Jay Money, thank you so much for joining us. What a treat it is. Look forward to run with you in an hour on King's Court. Where can we find you on Twitter, my guy?
Man, y'all go follow me on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney, man. I try to put it in the background so y'all can see it today. You know what I'm saying? So hey, y'all go follow me on Twitter right now. If you hadn't, you missing out, man. So hey, let's get to this cash today. I'm gonna be back on the Little Bag Show next Wednesday. Y'all make sure y'all tune into King's Court in 48 minutes.
My man, Jay Money. And Rafa, just before we go to Maxwell Smart, who's locked and loaded and ready to go, can we drop the Heritage player prop video? Welcome to the Heritage Prop of the Day. With Heritage, create your own player props. You pick the prop. You pick the players. They give you the odds. I'm coming off a loss on Friday. Disappointing. I had Booker over at Antetokounmpo, and I lost by 2 points. I went for a plus 117 score. I'm going for another score here today, but even bigger than the plus 117 I went for last time. My record right now, 3-3, and I'm down 0.34 units, but it's early, and I will change that. Today, I'm taking the Wizards, Bradley Beal, to score more points than the Rockets' James Harden at plus 217. I am going for a score today. Bradley Beal's coming off his first bad game in a long time. He's been carrying the Wizards. In the Wizards' 116-95 loss at home to Utah, he went just 4 for 12 from the field and 0 for 3 from 3, scoring 15 points in 31 minutes. That was on Monday night. He's had a night of rest, and now he's going back at it in Chicago. In his previous 5 games, he was averaging 33.2 points. Before Monday, he had hit 16 of his last 25 threes. That's a 64% clip. When he plays tonight, he'll either be up against an ailing Zach LaVine, who's dealing with a right thigh contusion, being listed as questionable, won't be able to run up and down with Beal if he plays, or 6'3" Shaquille Harrison, who will be no match for Bradley Beal. This is a must-win for the Wizards. Beal will play all game long. They need to stay on the playoff race. Beal is going to be eating in Chicago tonight. James Harden, on the other hand, dealing with a strained neck. He's beat up. He's tired. He's been carrying the Rockets all year long. Tonight, he's on the second half of a back-to-back after playing 33 minutes last night and scoring 31 points, 10 assists, and 8 boards. He's spending more time distributing right now than he is scoring. In the last 10 games, he's hitting just 31% from 3, 41.8% from the field. With Avery Bradley out of the lineup, got a shin contusion, going to be out for probably a week, he's going to have 6'5" DeLon Wright all over him. DeLon Wright is a great defender, and he is missed up in Toronto where he started his career. And I'm getting plus 217 to fade Harden, and I'm taking it. Bradley Beal to score more points than James Harden at plus 217. All right, that's it. I think that's a huge line, plus 217. I like that prop. And sorry, it said NFL record on that. That was the Heritage player prop record. All right, now we have a very, all growing up, I thought that Gabe Morency was the most exciting capper in the game. My next guest is making a run for Gabe's title. Man, we love having him on this show, and we're milking the shit out of him this month because March Madness is here, and he still makes time. Even though he's got 2 other shows, the man makes time for the Low Bag fam. Thank you so much for joining us, Maxwell Smart. How you feeling today, my guy?
It's definitely been a very frustrating day because I've had to deal with microphone and headphone issues. But as you can tell, I am in my chair in front of the computer. Internet's fast enough. The mic is now working. You can hear me. You can see me. And, of course, what am I here to do? Break down college basketball games and hopefully send out some winners. It was a real nice night last night. Hit some live plays. That's what's been helping me out a lot lately. So definitely be looking out on Twitter if you're on the team. And we can hopefully cash some extra plus money tickets tonight also.
I know we're going to cash some plus money tickets tonight, and I haven't jumped on anything yet right now. I haven't jumped on any college basketball, so I'd like to make some moves here. First off, a couple things. One, Dave L.A. already smashed. He's been killing exhibition. He's been killing all of the exhibition season in Major League Baseball, and now he already started off with winners. He hit the first 5 over and full game over yesterday in Japan between the Mariners and the A's, and now he's going first 5 under. Mariners first 5 money line. I missed that. And full game under. Mariners first 5 money line and full game under from Dave L.A. All right, let's get to work. Vev the Real says rolling up a blunt. Let's cash. And Max, we're going to have to keep a brisk pace. And my man, who was that? Was Ricardo Gutierrez, was asking about the poker tournament. We are going to have the invite code and everything, all that set up. Our big poker tournament, Max will be a part of. That's coming up Monday. This Monday coming up March 25th. March 25th with Bovada, and you will get all that information. Whale Capper will be in that tournament too. And the winner gets an all-expense trip to the Final Four, flight for 2, hotel, cash for food, and tickets to the Final Four in the championship game. Okay, let's get to work. Max, my guy, we got to keep a brisk pace. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. North Carolina, North Dakota State. This total is down to 4.5. The spread's down to 4.5. And I've been wondering, who's on NC Central? Who's on NC Central? I don't see anyone on NC Central. Finally, I've seen one person. Why is it at 4.5 now? And this total down to 131. Max, NC Central, North Dakota State.
Yeah, the books are definitely giving a lot of respect to NC Central's perimeter defense. They're believing that Rayshon Tucker's going to have advantages tonight and be able to go off. I'm still under the assumption and the belief that this North Dakota State team led by Tyson Ward, Jared Samuelson, and Vinny Shaheed, they're going to be enough to get them through. They played in the tougher conference, although they did play the conference tournament with a pretty big home court advantage. I just do not see North Carolina Central being able to win and keep this North Dakota State team in the 50s. That's how they beat Norfolk State. They beat them with defense. Norfolk State played poor offense. You're not going to get the same thing from North Dakota State. I think North Dakota State is going to cash my -4, and if you can get 4.5, I suggest you take that also.
Suggesting you take it. Do you have any move on this total? We have Isaiah saying under and Xavier saying over.
Yeah, I already have a ticket on the 133. Now that I see it going down to 131, I'm definitely probably going to jump on that also. And then I'm going to hopefully at 640 be watching this game and being able to live bet.
So you're on the over?
Yeah, I'm on the over already.
All right, on the over already. Okay, beautiful. Let's roll. Let's move on to Toledo, Xavier, and let's go down the list. Let's be tight here. Xavier opening at -6, total opening at 140 up to 144.5. Toledo, Xavier. Does Xavier keep rolling? Do they have motivation?
No play on the game.
No play on Toledo, Xavier. Norfolk State, Alabama. Alabama opening at -17.5 bet online. Now down to 15.5. Total of 140 up to 145.5 at Pinnacle. Pinnacle pushing the charge towards the over. Every other book at 144.5 for 140. Norfolk State, Alabama. Or Norfolk State, Alabama.
Yeah, I took this game at 144 over. I think that Norfolk State's going to be able to score points versus Bama, offense and defense. I think that Bama's going to be able to score points. I think that Tevin Mack is going to have a good performance. And I think that with the NIT rules and the widened lane, I think it benefits both rosters teams. Nick Thomas and Stephen Whitley are both good driving scorers. And on the other side, when you have Kira Lewis and you have guys like Dazon Ingram, you have a lot of scoring. I think that this game's going to be able to go over. I got Norfolk State earlier on in the week at +17.5. I think that they're able to hang in first half and full game. I'm going to jump on the first half if you can give me a number.
What did you get the over at?
144.
So you think it still has value here at 144.5 all over the place?
If you see Pinnacle leading the move to the over, then that means that I'm going to probably be comfortable with that over.
I agree completely, and that's going to be my first play on this card. And I'll line chop while you break down Harvard, Georgetown opening at -6.5, now -6s. There's total at one opening at 150 at BetOnline, now 152.5 or 153. Max, Harvard, Georgetown.
Yeah, this is another spot where I see scoring because of the widened paint. As my co-host Drew Martin, the polite capper, put it, there's going to be more space for guys to drive. And if you have teams that have guys that are able to drive, you have guys on Harvard, Noah Kirkwood, Bryce Aiken for 2. On Georgetown, you have Mac McClung and James Akinjo. Both are not afraid to go into the lane, drive to the bucket, and get fouled and get contact. A lot of teams are going to be letting players drive to the bucket and score just purely because of the new foul rules. So I'm looking for this game to go over, and I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Pretty comfortable on the over here. What did you get that number at?
The Harvard game,
yeah,
I got over 152.
Over 152. So you can still get that at Bovada, 152.5 at 5 times, 153 everywhere else. I'm jumping on this Norfolk, Alabama over. I'm getting over 144 at Bovada at -115. I'm going to write that in while you break down this Grand Canyon, West Virginia spot. Now, Big Dick Energy play of the day from our man Hail to the Victors is West Virginia -5. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree. I've already hit this twice at 4 and 5. I may be coming to the party late, but I do believe that this West Virginia team is very excited to play this tournament. They're very excited to be continuing their season, and I think that they're going to show that with a strong, more West Virginia-like performance and hopefully keep Bob Huggins out of the emergency room with cardiac arrest.
Wow, I find that very interesting, and I may jump on. While I'm jumping on, the spread has moved in the Coastal Carolina Howard game. The spread's moving towards Howard now. You've had a great read on Howard all year. What do you think of Howard, Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, I think that this Howard team is definitely has the experience and the know-how to go on the road and play in a hostile environment versus a team that very easily can blow them out of the water. I'm counting on Howard not to have a Campbell-like performance like from last night. I think that Howard, with their trio of guards and the multitude of scores, and specifically Zion Cousins up front, I think that they're going to be able to go into Coastal Carolina against a Zach Culberson-led offense and be able to keep this game within 12. I have 12. I think that if you're getting on the over now, you may be getting on the ass end of the line. Seeing that it opened up in the high 150s, now in the low 160s. I'm just not so sure on the total on this game. This is a lot of points, even for Coastal Carolina. If this was in the 147 to 150 range, I'd feel a little more comfortable. And Howard has played defensive games. Howard obviously is going to be able to drive to the bucket. They're going to be able to shoot threes, and they're going to have consistent scoring because everybody on that team knows their role, and they know get RJ, get Charles, and get Chad the ball.
Parlay Poppy says, can Howard cover against Carolina? Their conference has some of the worst basketball. They allow bad teams to get off shots on them. I don't know. What do you think if you could only get a 10.5? Would you be on Howard at 10.5?
No, just because of how some games have been working out. Those half points and points are really going to matter at this time of year. His point is accurate. I will say that there is an asterisk beside it because of the competition that this similar roster and RJ Cole team played last year and in the non-conference season. So this team hasn't been afraid to play tough teams. That's why I think that against a Coastal Carolina team who is new to being a fast-paced, higher offensive output team, I think that Howard's going to have the advantage here. I think they're able to cover.
Would you take West Virginia at 5.5, or do you think that's the ass end?
I think that's the ass end.
Let's go to Stony Brook, South. Sorry, were you adding?
No, never mind.
Stony Brook, South Florida. South Florida opening at 5.5 at BetOnline. Now it's at 7 there. 7.5 at the other books. 8 at Pinnacle. Total opening at 135 now, 137 or 138. Stony Brook, South Florida, Max.
Yeah, I like the Stony Brook team. I think that they played some good conference basketball versus teams like Vermont and UMBC. I just don't think that they're going to be up to the task if you have all of the three trio of South Florida's main guys. If you have LaQuincy Rideau, who has been battling an injury, if you have him at full strength, I think that you're going to be at a bigger advantage. But I just think that when you have David Collins running the offense and Alexis Yetna being able to clean up the boards and protect the rim, I think that's an element that is going to be a little too much. And seeing the 8, I'm a gambler. I'll gamble. I'll take that 8 minus 103 at Pinnacle.
Wow. Taking the cover there. Wow. Okay. Very interesting breakdown. And Parlay Poppy says Stony Brook on this. Wonderful stuff. Okay. This is great. We're keeping a great pace. You're doing a hell of a job. And now we get to my man, Jay Money Split. He is on UAB tonight. Brown opens at -2. Now there's -1 at a lot of the books, but it's a pick 'em at Pinnacle. Total opens at 136. It's shot up to 144. Max, UAB Brown.
Yeah, I was going to be on Brown. Then I found out the Desmond Cambridge news. So simply, I'm going to count on Zach Bryant. The fact was he lost the conference final game. His turnover, his decision-making, he has a lot to make up for. And I think that he'll be able to do that tonight, knowing now that Desmond Cambridge is out of the lineup. And I'm going to just keep on going back to this whole theory that some teams quit on themselves when a player abandons the team. It didn't work out for me in the Arkansas-Providence game last night, but I'll go back to it tonight. And if Jay Money is on that, then I think that it's a good chance to be money in the bank. And you know where I'm taking my money, to a certain club.
So, jeez. No, sorry. You gotta watch my lungs there. Yes, a certain establishment where big tits will be in your face. All right. Now, Parlay Poppy says the total's gone under in 4 of Brown's last 5 games. The total's gone under in 4 of UAB's last 6 games on the road. Love the under. What do you think of this total that's shot up 8 points?
Yeah, I think that I would still be looking at the under in this game. I think that if you want to give me a 144 on this total, I would be jumping on the under. I don't think that Bryant really wants to get into a run and gun game, even though we've seen Brown be able to score the ball quite nicely at home. There have been a couple games that I bet on the overs that have sailed over quite quickly. I think that this is a less familiar opponent. I think that UAB is going to be able to surprise them, and the quality of team is a little bit higher than the majority of the Ivy League.
Wow. I find that appealing. I think it's the right time to take it, too. Now that it's shot up to 144.5 at Pinnacle. Interesting. I think I'm going to jump on both those plays. While I'm doing that, let's talk Green Bay, East Tennessee State. I know you love this Green Bay squad. I know you're a big Sandy Cohen fan. Opening at -13 for East Tennessee State, now down to 10.5 at some books. Total opened up at 152.5 up to 157. Max, Green Bay, East Tennessee State.
Well, Jimmy, there's only a couple teams that I hate in NCAA, so I really love pretty much all of them. And East Tennessee State with Patrick Good and Jeremy Rodriguez, there are a couple guys that I like on that East Tennessee State team. They got some depth. They got Bo Hodges. He's not very efficient, but he does come and play some good defense and give some good minutes. I just think that in this game tonight, we're going to get a Green Bay team that has spotted a couple too many points. When you have the explosiveness of Sandy Cohen, you have the ability of Cam Hankerson, who I think is the engine that makes this team drive on the right side of the road. I think that you're going to be able to get an excited, hyped, and confident Green Bay team. I think that definitely this is a step up in class for them, coming from the Horizon League and going up against this Southern Conference upper tier team. I just think that tonight this is going to be too many points. I don't think that they're outright winning, but I do see them hanging within the number.
And that number is down to 10.5. What did you get it at?
12.
Would you still take it at 10.5?
I would be looking at the first half.
And then
I'd be looking to play it live. In these situations with so much line movement, your best bet is to play, in my opinion at least, to play a little bit of something pregame and then have something in reserve so you can play it live. You're going to get better prices, and obviously when you're using the eye test, it's always beneficial.
I love that. That's a great note. I love that. That's really fun, Max, my man. Okay, let's go. Southern Miss against Longwood. Southern Miss opening at -8, now 9.5. So total open at 131, now 136. And let's be tight on this game. We got to keep it brisk pace. Southern Miss, Longwood, Max.
Yeah, I like the over and I like Longwood. I think that there's going to be a lot of 3-point shots hoisted up by Longwood, hopefully enough that they hit at a high percentage and it doesn't put them out of the game. Shabuti Phillips, Lorenzo Phillips, that's his name, get to the line, leave the threes to other guys. Deshaun Smith, get down low, score the bucket, and let's forget that Isaiah Walton is not on this team anymore. So Longwood and the over.
Longwood and the over. And what did you get that total at?
136.5.
136.5. Yeah, because BetOnline put it at 131, but other books opened it at 136. Interesting breakdown. Very, very interesting. Okay, Wichita State, Furman. Furman opening at -4.5. Stayed there all day. Total's gone up from 140 to 143 or 143.5 max. Wichita State, Furman.
Yeah, I'm looking at Wichita State in this spot. I already jumped on them. The fact is, Wichita State is coming from a better conference. I think that they are definitely the spot here. Furman obviously is a great team with the mid-major version of Ethan Happ and Matt Rafferty. I just think that unless you get a really good game from a guy like Alex Hunter, who I think is going to be the X factor for Furman in this game, you're just not going to be able to stay in it. So I jumped on Wichita. I think that Wichita has a good chance to win outright.
Wichita State to win outright. Wow, very, very interesting breakdown. I like it. Okay, Central Michigan, DePaul. Central Michigan looked good against Buffalo. Do you think they can keep rolling here? DePaul opening at -7.5, now -7, 6.5 to BetOnline and Bookmaker. This total opening at 166, now 165. Max, Central Michigan, DePaul.
Yeah, I'm on the under 166. I'm on Central Michigan +7. I believe that Larry Austin, Sean Roundtree are going to be able to use the expanded paint. I think that these are very good driving guards. They're not afraid to. It's part of their repertoire, and I think that that's going to be the key in staying with DePaul and keeping this game close. I don't think that they can win this game. I do think that DePaul is going to play a quality of defense that Central Michigan will be able to oblige to. We have seen Central Michigan play under in these types of high spreads, and I think that we're going to get a better defensive game, and DePaul's not going to get into a run-and-gun three-point contest with Central Michigan.
Wow, I like this. So I've jumped on 3 plays. I'm going with UNJ money on UAB at +103 at 5 times. I'm on that under 145 in the UAB Brown game at under 145 -108 at 5 times. And then I just jumped on the Central Michigan under 166 at -112 at BetOnline. We are rolling. We are rolling. I knew Max would make some plays very, very appealing. Angel Romero back in action. Love seeing that, man. Thank you for joining us. Can't wait. You're a huge asset to the Low Bag family. Let's keep rolling along here. Texas Southern, New Orleans. New Orleans opening at -1 now. It's a pick 'em at most books. And this total at 155 shot up to 160. Max, Texas Southern, New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that this line's going the other way, but I'm on New Orleans. It's my play of the day. I want this winner, and I want it badly. Give me some Jorge Rosa. Give me some Bryson Robinson. And let's just contain these freaking big men for Texas Southern. Trayvon Reed's not playing a lot of minutes. He's a little awkward with his hands getting on the ball. And, of course, Jeremy Combs has some of the weirdest hair in basketball. Someone needs to introduce him to a barber. Give me New Orleans. Give me New Orleans at home. They're going to win without Ezekiel Charles.
Wow, you love them. It's your play of the day. Parlay Poppy loves them. Let's get on. And Parlay Poppy saying trending over large. Also liking the over. What do you think of the total in this game?
Yeah, I was leaning towards the under in this game, but I can't ignore the fact that Texas Southern doesn't play a lot of defense. They do try and push the ball up the floor. I think that this game will still find a way to stay under. You're asking for 4 points a game versus a New Orleans team who doesn't oblige to that kind of pace rarely, and at least in any game that I've watched them play this year.
Beautiful. I'm jumping on your play today. New Orleans -105 at the Pick'em at Heritage. Let's keep rolling along. Grambling State, TRGV, Texas Rio Grande Valley. Texas Rio Grande Valley opening at -11, now 10.5 or 10s. What do you think here, Grambling State, TRGV?
Yeah, I'm going to be going with RGV. RGV is definitely lacking size, but they make up it with junkyard style and ferocity. I think that they're going in. They're going to be able to man home court. I think it's obviously a big number, but if you're asking me for a play on this game, I'm going to go with RGV.
Wow, interesting. Backing Texas Rio Grande Valley. Sam Houston State, TCU. I know you liking Sam Houston State. You got them at +13.5. So did Lucrative Larry. It's now at 12.5 or 12. Total open at 144 now, 148.5. Would you still take Sam Houston State at 12.5?
I'm a little worried about it because I'm looking at the Pinnacle lines for the first half, and if you, if you check them out, you're going to see what I'm seeing, and what I'm seeing is Pinnacle's trying to play some games. Pinnacle's trying to play some games with this first half. I don't like it. Makes me mad. The fact is, they got Sam Houston State +8, -141. That screams to me, take the -8 +116 on TCU first half, which worries me because I believe that Sam Houston State should be able to cover both these halves.
Wow.
That just could be because the whole market is either at 7 or 7.5, and they're not moving with Pinnacle. But I don't know. I need your opinion on this, Jimmy the Bag.
You know, let me take a quick look at what the difference is on this first half here. You know, we don't want to give too much. We don't want to give too much power to the way Pinnacle handles things. We know they're a very sharp book, but I would give more power to your eye test of a basketball team. The difficulty that TCU is having right now. Wow, -8 at +116, and not leaving that 8 alone. I mean, you have every reason to be uncomfortable with the way Pinnacle is handling this game. You have every reason to be uncomfortable. Let me move over to here, point spreads, first halves. You know, let me take a closer look at it. I'm going to take a look at it while you're breaking down the next game. Butler, Nebraska. The Matt Randall taint play of the day is Butler. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to give me this kind of spread with Butler against this Nebraska team? Yeah, of course. Okay, they've had a couple good games, but then when I got really high on them, they let me down. I'm not believing the fact that this Butler team, with Tucker and Baldwin, can't go in and go basket for basket with Glenn Watson and Palmer and James Palmer. I think that this is a spot where you got to get on the dog. That's where the value is. I tailed Matt Randall's taint play of the day at +5.5.
So looking at this spread, I mean, to me, they want you to stay away from Sam Houston State. So I would have no fear. That's what it's screaming to me. Hanging a +8 at -141, they're saying whatever you do, don't take Sam Houston State. So to me, Pinnacle's taking a lot of bets on Sam Houston State. To me, when I see a +8 at -141, it means that they're begging you to take TCU in the first half. So I think you're in great shape if you got Sam Houston State first half and full game.
All right, because the pattern that I had noticed that anything in the 140s ended up the dog hitting, and anything in the 130s was a better percentage of the favorite hitting.
Interesting. How long what kind of sample size are we talking about with that?
I think about 20 to 25 games. I have a spreadsheet on it that I've been making, that I've been adding to it.
Very smart to work with that spreadsheet. I think this is extremely interesting. But to me, looking at it, they do not want anybody else taking Sam Houston State first half.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to stay on my 8. I'm not going to hedge out of it, so I'm going to let it ride.
And Jake Bell says, I'm on Sam Houston first half and full game. Wow, that's very, very, very interesting stuff. We don't have a lot more time. We have the Arizona St. John's game, and you've capped these last 3 games, throughout the day. What is your favorite spot on the? Actually, if you could just let's do 30 seconds on each game. We have Arizona St. John's. St. John's opening at +1, now +2. What do you think here? And I know that you had a very vivid dream about this. Can you keep this in under 30 seconds, Arizona St. John's?
Basically, this just screams to me Arizona State. Something bad's going to happen to St. John's. Whenever St. John's is in this situation, something bad happens. I've had a dream about it. I'm on Arizona State. I'm on the under full game. I got 153, and I'm scared about this. But I think that Arizona State's going to figure it out. The Pac-12 is going to surprise us. I just have a feeling.
I have a question from my homie Lee Davis that I'll ask you in 1 second. Jay Lopez, St. John's all day. Too much money on ASU. Loyola Marymount, California Baptist. We made money off Cal Baptist this year. Do we have an opportunity to make more money on them tonight?
I'm worried about backing Cal Baptist versus James Bateman-led Marymount team. This is a team that plays very good defense. This is a team that is a different class compared to what they've been playing in the WAC for the past 10 or 11 weeks. I think that even with Harding and Milan, Akua, or whatever the fuck his goddamn name is, those are decent scoring pieces. I just think that when you have James Bateman and this young roster that will be even better next year, it's a spot that I got to get on. And I did already bet North Dakota State -2.5. That is a tale of my man Jeff Lopez, and I'm looking to get on that. So yeah, and then this Presbyterian game. Let's just make it short and sweet. I'm on Presbyterian money line. I'm on Presbyterian +5. I think that Presbyterian is going into Seattle tonight and pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
I love that. I love that. From a capping perspective, not from the market perspective, what is your biggest fear about Sam Houston State doubling up on Sam Houston State first half full game?
There is no fear. The fear is what Pinnacle's doing. Pinnacle plays mind games with me. I look at the lines. I stare at the lines all day. They're fucking with me. That's just what it is.
And that is what they do. That is they're a sharp book and something very important to keep your eye on. Okay, and then finally, my man Lee Davis says, Jimmy, does Max have any opinion? We'll end with this. And then actually, yeah, we'll end with this and then hit it back to me. Does Max have any opinion about Frank Howard being out for the NCAA tourney for Syracuse?
I don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal. I think obviously you need all your pieces on deck. I just think that the emergence of Elijah Hughes this year has really highlighted the versatility of this roster, and I think that it'll be next man up, and I think that everybody's going to be excited on Syracuse to be in this tournament, and I look for them to not miss a beat.
Wow, that's great. I got a soft spot for the Orange. Viper MB saying, what's Max's play today? It's New Orleans. Max, what a spectacular job. Thank you so much. You put out so much energy on your own show. Still have time to be with us. It means the whole world. And your morning show tomorrow is going to be popping off with the tourney in play. Curtis Ewan says, love this guy. How could you not? Max, where can we find you on Twitter, which I hear is now locked? I hear your Twitter account is now locked. Where can we find you on Twitter if we ask for an invitation to follow you? Where can we find you on Twitter? And what shows do you have going on this week? And also, could you please introduce none other than Freddie Fortune?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to be part of the team, you can find me at MaximalSmart420 on Twitter. I'm a sensitive guy. I don't like to be abandoned, so I had to get all private. Secondly, you can find me at 9:30 in the morning, 4 p.m. Eastern, with my co-host, Drew Martin. He is the polite capper. I am becoming a polite capper. And we will be breaking down the games, giving picks, giving our opinions, and talking about some hopeful, funny stuff. And you can find me on Low Bag, 6 o'clock Eastern. I got my headset here. My Yeti mic decided to not work for me. Piece of shit. And I'm back in the game. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you a man that I like, I respect, I care about. His name's Freddie. His name's Freddie Fortune.
I am sorry.
It's okay, Freddie. Take your time. Freddie.
Hey.
Hey,
everyone.
I've never seen you smile before. I didn't even know what your teeth looked like.
I'm not smiling.
Oh. Why are you so happy?
I got something in the mail today. I mean, someone sent a picture to the office.
Well, that sounds... Okay, whatever. Let's see it. Wow.
Take a look at it.
That, I don't know, can they see that up there?
Yeah, let me get it close for them.
Sure, that looks like a turkey. Is that Larry's turkey?
Yes.
You know, Freddie,
that's someone outside Larry's house selling the turkey.
That looks like your face, Freddie.
No, that's not me. Look, they have tattoos. I don't have any tattoos on my arms.
That certainly does look like your face. So Larry's really upset about all this.
Yeah, I don't even care. I want him to die. So
Wow. All right.
if that helps, fuck Larry.
Wow. Wow. I've never seen you so happy before. All right.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Eurocup, Slovakia versus Hungary. Slovakia -1 on the Asian handicap to qualify. At plus 135 at Bet365.
Plus 135.
Yes.
Slovakia on the Asian handicap at plus 135. Interesting. -1. Wow. I like it. Alan X says, what is his kill total this month? I tell you what, we will have his record back in action. That will be coming up. We'll have the records by the end of the week. All the records will be back in action. PK says Larry had it coming. Oh, look
I mean,
at you.
it's not me in the picture.
Okay, it does
It's
look like
okay.
it's your face. Glasses and your face.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Well, Larry's pet turkey has been stolen, and I guess we'll be getting more information as this goes on.
Yes.
You know, I hate seeing Larry so sad, but I do like seeing you happy. I've never seen you smile before. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Freddie Fortune's plays on Slovakia -1. I will quickly go over my plays on this card. Only one play in NHL. I'm on the under 6, Ottawa, Vancouver at -105. And then NBA, I got some action, and I got in early. Cavaliers +5 at -102. Now, I don't want to get too excited because when I get too excited, I fucking lose. I'm on Magic first quarter at -2 at -115. I'm on the under in the Celtics Sixers game, under 224.5 at -105. Then I'm on the Wizards -3 at -101. So there's a line that I didn't beat. And I'm going to be on King's Court in 14 minutes. And I'm going to pour something in my cup. Not applicable shading. The bed play of the day's Vancouver Canucks. Shout out to our guests. Oh, and my college plays. You should know. I'm on 6 of them. Norfolk State, Alabama, over 144 -115. Harvard, over 152.5 at -105. UAB, +103. UAB under 145 at -108. Central Michigan under 166 at -112. New Orleans -105. And I may be jumping on the Sam Houston State spots. Just sort of going to see how the night rolls and maybe jump on those. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for King's Court in 13 minutes. I will be there. But this show only succeeds because of the low baggers in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us. But most importantly, Leche, Alos Bookmakers.